Apple just wrapped its awe-dropping event, and I was able to immediately go hands-on with the brand new iPhone 17 lineup, and one of the most interesting devices in that lineup is the new iPhone Air. Not 17 Air, but simply iPhone Air. Now, real quick, before we get into everything, if you could please take 2 seconds and subscribe to the channel, it would really mean a lot. Tons of coverage on every single new device, software release, etc. coming in the next month, and you won't want to miss it. So obviously, my first impressions of this device is, holy shit, this thing is incredibly lightweight and super thin. Obviously, that's the whole point of it, but it certainly lives up to the hype. The weird thing is, traditionally, we all sort of associate light and thin with something kind of cheap, but the Air is anything but. It still has an elegant design, premium materials with a premium look and feel. It is made up of titanium, but it does have a shine to it, so it kind of looks like stainless steel and titanium. Comes in at 5.6 millimeters thick and weighs only 165 grams. It's something you definitely have to see in person. If you get a chance to pick one up for yourself, I highly recommend it. For those who want a larger phone, but not something that's super big and bulky like the Pro Max models, this is the phone for you. With that said, you do get a premium 6.5-inch OLED display, 120Hz ProMotion for the first time ever. This feature is now across the whole iPhone lineup, not just reserved for the Pro models. No more 60Hz and 2025 jokes. There's a dynamic island at the top alongside a brand new 18-megapixel center stage front-facing camera. The cool thing about this camera here is that the sensor is square, which allows for you to capture more in your field of view. And you can take portrait or landscape selfies without having to actually rotate the device, which is actually really neat. There's even an AI mode here to automatically decide which orientation might be right for your photo. So if you have a lot more people, it'll automatically expand. Now, obviously, I haven't had a chance to fully test out the camera. I can't be definitive, but from what I see here in the hands-on, the selfie photos look pretty good. Another new design feature is this camera bump. Now, this isn't exclusive to the iPhone Air, as the Pro and Pro Max kind of have this plateaued camera bump here, and it's extra wide. It extends from one end to the other end of the iPhone, width to width. And yeah, it's kind of like the key focal point of the back. And it's housing a single 48-megapixel Fusion rear camera system, but you do get a 2x optical quality telephoto lens. Now, much like the front-facing photos here, I can't really judge the camera too much, but from the sample photos that I've seen and just using a 48-megapixel main sensor from Apple in the past, I think I have an idea of what this might look like. Speaking of camera, you do get the somewhat new camera control button that was introduced last year, still get the action button. On the inside, we have Apple's brand new Wi-Fi and Bluetooth chip, which is called the N1. There's a new version of Apple's C1, which is now the C1X, that's also inside this phone. The C1 worked really well for the 16E, in my opinion. I think it helps optimize the battery life really, really well. And so since this phone is mega thin, it's going to take a hit in battery a little bit, but Apple says, hold on, it won't. The N1 and C1X will allow for all-day battery life. Obviously, I'm going to need to test this. We don't have exact numbers on what the specs are, like the milliamp hours for the battery, but Apple did say the iPhone Air gets 27 hours of video playback, which is 3 hours less than the standard 17. You can, however, get a MagSafe battery pack, and that is specific to the iPhone Air and Air only, but it will add some additional hours to your day. Obviously, MagSafe for other accessories is here, and with the charging, it is a little bit slower than normal, but at least you have MagSafe for wireless charging and accessories, unlike the 16E. The iPhone Air is an absolute game changer of a device from a design perspective, in my opinion, just because of how light and thin it is, but how gorgeous and just really nice it is to hold in the hand, especially for a phone in that 6.5-inch range. You can pre-order the iPhone Air starting this Friday. It retails for $999. You can pick this phone up in a new space black, cloud white, sky blue, and light gold colorway. So of course, I would love to hear from you in the comments down below. Let me know all things iPhone Air, or if you have any other comments about the rest of the event, let me know down in those comments. But I'm really liking the iPhone Air. I think it's going to be probably the phone that I test out first for a long period of time. And then, of course, the Pro and Pro Max look super nice, and I cannot wait to test those out as well. But be sure to subscribe so you don't miss all of our coverage. And yeah, this has been with Mac Rumors. Thanks so much for watching. I look forward to seeing you around in the next video.